It's been 3 years now since my last album came out, and that was a collection of the most important and significant songs of my career. And I think it's been 4 since I released my last album of unreleased material. That's a bit too long for my vocal cords. The truth is, I never stopped. I've kept myself busy with concerts and promotion, plus the recording of my album in English. That was my first adventure in the US and perhaps my only one. These have been crucial years for me, full of events and choices which have made me stop and think, to look inside myself a little more deeply. 4 years that have led me to where I am now and which I tell about in this album. I've worked very hard on this album and very strongly about it, also driven by the desire to express myself to the full. This is an album with a story behind it. I wrote and rewrote the lyrics repeatedly to find the best or the most suitable words to express my true feelings that really belongs to me. In Italian and Spanish at last, 2 languages and lines of thought that run together in my mind and in my everyday life. I can say 2 essential passions of mine. It was like going on a long trip with a companion, which in my case was music, my songs. They would start with the title, and the words would then evolve with the changes and situation I came face to face with in my life, growing with me into what I am today. Essentially, still a person who relies strongly on her instincts, sensitive and stubborn. But certainly, I'm not a teenager anymore. I feel like a woman, and so I'm more mature. These songs are the dress worn by the soul and spirits of the enthusiastic and life-loving woman I am now.
Ma non è così importante, solo un attimo di forte nostalgia, scivolando negli sguardi tra la gente, io cammino indifferente.
For the first time, I don't feel the need to explain or analyze the content of the songs on the album. I think they are strong enough to tell their own stories just by being listened to. And that's what inspired me to call the album Resta in ascolto in Italian and Escucha in Spanish.
Ogni tanto penso a te, è una vita che
Resta in ascolto or Escucha is also a song. The song I chose to identify this album. A song by a person who learns how to live and does it alone. Fully aware for the first time, for better or for worse, without necessarily having to depend on anyone else.
trovai che assomigliasse a te, che assomigliasse a me nel cuore. Resta in ascolto che c'è un messaggio per te e dimmi se.
Resta in ascolto is a song that helped me turn my anger into serenity. I think that hurt people need an outlet for their emotions, and mine was the music and the lyrics of this song.
Non c'è per te, non c'è.
Pull that for it.
video is an exact visual representation of the words I wrote, and like the song, it tells a story of dependence, material or psychological as it may be, told through the experiences that people go through every day. The way I sing and move with greater intensity and anger than I had ever shown in my past videos is also a part of the message. It's like saying I've had enough. I don't regret anything, but I need to take care of myself now. So I need to love myself and I need to listen to my inner voice.
Perché ti conosco e so bene che ormai per te alternativa a me non c'è.
One of the main elements of this album was the desire to feel surrounded by Italian musicians and collaborators. After many years of working abroad, I tried to understand what my needs were in this particular moment. So I came back home, and here at home I found my album.
Qui, tra le cose che ho qualcosa di più che non ho avuto mai. Hai bisogno di vivermi di più.
Songwriters such as Cheope, Daniel, and Cesare Chiodo, Antonio Galbiati, Biagio Antonacci, Gaetano Curreri, Saverio Grande, and of course Vasco Rossi. Arrangers like Dado Pausini and Celso Valli, or even the director of the video, Paolo Monico. All these people are Italians, and they created with me Resta in ascolto. However, I love to collaborate with people I respect and who can give me what I feel I truly need, including non-Italian musicians or producers. But this time, the overall concept of the entire album was different. I wasn't seeking to give an international dimension at any cost.
Ieri ho capito che è da oggi che comincio senza te e tu l'aria assente.
The album was born from the musical culture of my country, and it was very interesting to see all the others try to accommodate me and what I wanted to do.
Sto immobile qui senza parlare, non ci riesco a staccarmi da te e cancellare tutte le pagine con la tua immagine e vivere come se non fosse stato mai amore.
I've traveled the world and live abroad at length, so I feel that all the things I've learned over the years from musician, foreign musician, producers, songwriters are in my blood now. Siamo arrivati all'Air Studio. Hi, from Mr. Rick Knowles. One of these is Rick Knowles, and then the English and American musicians who have played on this album, as well as one artist in particular who gave me the opportunity to sing a new song of hers.
E mi abbandono a te, la mia pace.
Madonna, who wrote the song I called Mi abbandono a te in Italian and Mi abbandono a ti in Spanish.
You'll always be a part of me. Resta qui nel vento che ha soffiato.
I didn't expect this to happen, and it was really an exciting and inspiring collaboration for me. To be perfectly honest, at one point I didn't think I would be up to it. So when I had to sit down and write the lyrics, for example, I remember wondering with each word what she would have written had she been Italian. And in fact, she is. So we share the same roots, and this was especially fascinating for me.
Part of me resta qui nel vento che ha soffiato.
This album is truly a dream come true for me. That was beyond my imagination until very recently. The most emotional and involving collaboration was with Vasco Rossi. In my view, is the greatest Italian rock singer-songwriter ever. And he will be forever a poet, an artist who paints with music, and an artist who has been able to make me feel all kinds of emotion with his songs ever since I was a young girl. Joy, anger, love, courage. Vasco for me is like Picasso. And I told him once, I remember I told him singing a song of you is like being a brush in the hands of the greatest of all painters.
Non ho bisogno più di niente adesso che mi illumini d'amore.
And then there's Biagio Antonacci, who is like a brother for me. Biagio is a singer-songwriter with the ability to dig deep. I can say he knows how to write songs which describe me exactly as I am. We got to know each other better after he wrote Tra te il mare, Entre tu mil mares, and I share a lot of my thoughts with him. I think he wrote the track which summarizes the entire concept of the album, Vivimi, or Víveme in Spanish, which means live me.
Cieli aperti che ormai non si chiudono più. C'è bisogno di vivere da qui.
I need to thank a lot of people, for example, Gabriele, that is my new manager, to whom I owe devotion and tolerance. I think his patience has been essential for me to go on believing. And Daniel, truly full of talent, a strange and marvelous person at the same time. I'd like him to be by my side forever, as a friend and as a collaborator.
Scriverò il tuo nome in maiuscolo.
And Keope, to whom I'd like to give back at least half of the care and loving he has taught me to live and write about. He's a real man.
Io quasi colpevole di poterti dire che.
And Alda, who was born to organize and coordinate the life of an artist, but it was really much more for me. She tidied up the confusion inside me, giving advice in a motherly way. I think she's unique, and when she retires, I will retire too. My albums are all born for emotions.
Esiste dentro noi.
The people I love and who know how to love me made me look at myself in the mirror one morning and say to myself, it's time to start again. And so Resta in Ascolto was born.
Perché ormai per te alternativa a me non c'è, non c'è alternativa a me, non c'è. Ogni tanto penso a te. Può succedere